So we ended up with the question over here. Here we're saying that all Neshamas Yisrael are considered to be from the higher level, Olu b'machshava. All Yidden are Olu b'machshava. The question that he wants to know, how could we say, we know that there is tzaddikim. The tzaddikim are on a higher level, and they come from the level of the Yichud Avo, Avaim Chokmo Bina. They're called the Achim Vereim, the brothers of, because they come, just like the Midas, they come as well from the Yichud Avaim from Chokmo Bina. But the question is, but we're saying here, all the Neshamas. All the Neshamas, they come from the Yichud of Zovenukva, Zoe Malchus. And whether they're in Bria Mamish or even in Atzilus, but still, they are not in the level of Olu b'machshava. So, how do we say that they are mamshich from the level of Chochmah into the Kelim of Atzilus, into the Midas? So he explains like this. The idea is like this. The difference is how the neshama is lepoil mamish in the body, which means in the root, yes, every neshama in the root comes from the level of chokhmah da'atzilus, olu b'machshava. But the question is, what happens with the neshama when it comes down below? So by some people, by the tzaddikim, even the way their neshama is in the goof below, it's still a neshama da'atzilus. By the ordinary people, the neshama down is changed the level, is in the level of bria. However, the shoyrish of the neshama is still atzilus. Let's look inside. But the idea is ki neshamas tzadikim horishonim, the souls of the earlier tzadikim. I know what we're talking when we say about the souls. We're talking about the neshama. Hainu arshan neshama melubeshes begufa mamish. That soul that was dressed up in their neshama, in their body, that's the soul that we're talking. The soul that dressed up in the body mamish. So that's the soul. Yibichinas atzilus mamish. That is the level of actual atzilus. Say, for example, the nishmas Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. Shimon Yochai shahoyo loy neshama da'atzilus melubesh behaguf sheloi melubeshes mamish behaguf sheloi lemato mamish. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, he had an actual soul of atzilus. He had a soul of atzilus that was dressed up actually in his body. Over here below mamish, he had a neshama of atzilus. That means the way the neshama is below, it was a neshama of atzilus. Similar what it says in the Geras HaKodesh, in the opening that starts with Iyu v'chayoyi, Sha'af la'achar sheyordu hanefesh ruach neshama da'atzilus la'olam hazel letzadikim. So this is quoting from there, that even after the nefesh ruach neshama of atzilus comes down into this world, to the tzadikim horishonim, efsher sheloi nishtanu mehusam liyes dov anifred melokus chulu einshon. Perhaps it didn't change from their original status, from the way they were in the beginning. Okay. But when we talk about the rest of the souls of the Yidden, not the tzaddikim, which is tzaddikim u'beinunim, I mean, I guess even tzaddikim and beinonim, but not like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. But even tzaddikim and beinonim, hanikroim, neshamas de biyah, they're called neshamas of beri yitzira sira. Hainu. So what does it mean? She'im yoyz shoyrish kol haneshamas hu ma'atzilus. Even though that all root of all the souls is from Atzilus, aval im kol zeh bechinas zu the shoyrish haneshama shema Atzilus. So you have a root in Atzilus, but that root of the neshama Atzilus ain't a melubash. It's not dressed up. It doesn't rest in the goof at all. So it's there, but it's not the body. It's above. Elanishar ha'oir bebechinas atzilus, bebechinas helem u'makif belevad al haneshama mislaveshes beguf. That oir remains in atzilus in a hidden way, a surrounding way, over the neshama. It doesn't come down to the neshama that dresses up in the body. And the neshama that does dress up in the body, what part is that? He's only nefesh or ruach and neshama to be alevad. That's only a level of nefesh or ruach and neshama biyah alone that comes down in the goof. The loim bebechinas atzilus klal, and it's not at all from the level of atzilus. So the open neshama that is in the goof of the neshamas of biyah is only the level of ruach or neshama, nefesh ruach or neshama, but not the level of atzilus klal. V'lochein nikra, and that's what we call it, naran de biyah levad. We only call it nefesh ruach neshama biyah. That's it, but it's not atzilus. So that's the difference between the neshamas of the tzaddikim like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who even in a guf lamato, his neshama was from Atzilus, as opposed to the others, the part of the Atzilus, that's a makiv. But what's begilu is only a neshama, nefesh ruach neshama b'ri yitzira asiya levad. Achim kol zeh, but still, notwithstanding this, shoyresh the shoyresh. When you talk about what's the root of the root of the root of the neshama, which is bechinas mazlayu, the level of their mazel and the level of ha'makif. Yesh bechol neshamas Yisrael bechinas shalom b'machshava. We all have from the level of b'machshava. Maybe that's not the neshama beguf begilui, but the makif we all have it. So from that perspective, we say about all Jewish souls, Kodesh Yisrael Hashem Reishis Tvosei. We're all the Reishis Tvosei from Hashem. Shehein Hein Makoir HaTorah v'Yisrael. V'Yisoidom. They are the source of the Torah. The Torah that comes from the level of Midos, the Shita Sidrei Mishnah Midos, they're rooted in the level of Chokhmah, which is the level of the Yidden, the Machshava. They're the Machshava V'Soida. Umitzad HaNeshama HaMelubeshes Beguf. But because from the side, from the perspective that the Neshama is in the body, Heim Bechinas Miskashron Be'Raisa Chulu, they are in the level in which they connect to the Torah. Okay. Base. So now we'll understand what it says. Kumi loch, get up to you, Rayosi. What is Rayosi? He said, Rayosi hainu Yisrael mefarnesim laviyam shebashamayim. And we learned before, Rayosi is the level of Torah, and Yafosi is the level of mitzvahs. But Rayosi means my supporter. That means because Yisrael mefarnesim laviyim shebashamayim. We support the avim shebashamayim, which means we bring down the Aviyam Shabashomayim, the level of Chokhmah, which is Aviyam, that should come down in the Shomayim. The Shomayim, that's the level of Midos. Who does that? Yisrael. Because in essence, it's a big job to bring down the Ein Sof in Atzilus, to come down in the Midos. It's actually greater, it's further. Ein Sof from Atzilus is a further distance than Atzilus to Biyah. Kihine is going to explain. Kihine ein arich klal Atzilus legabe Ein Sof Baruch Hu. There is no comparison at all, Atzilus, when you measure it relative to the Ein Sof, blessed be He, the infinite. And it's more Ein Aroich, Yoiser Le'ein Kates. This is more, endlessly more, Mimash Ein Aroich Biyah Legab Atzilus, than the on comparison of Biyah to Atzilus. It's infinitely greater than on comparison from Atzilus to Ein Sof. And because there is such a great distance, so we therefore need to draw down the Ein Sof and Atzilus. Explains over there to bring down the Olam Chesed Yibon. So who does that? That's done through the Yidden. Valzeh Amru Yisrael Mefarnesim Lavim Shavashamayim. What does it mean? They support Lavim Shamayim Shemamshichim Liyois Olam Chesed Yibon. They draw down. There should be the level of Chesed, the Midos of Atzilus. Amarti Olam that comes through the Neshamas Yisrael who bring and mamshich their mefarnes avim shebashamayim. V'zeu pirush la'avim shebashamayim. This means to the avihem shebashamayim. So we have shamayim, ki shamayim is a shamayim heim hamidus elyonis. When you talk about shamayim, that's the level of a shamayim. Shumaim, that's Chesed the Gevura and Chesed, Hemamidus El Yonis. So that's Midas, the supreme Midas of Atzilus. What is Va'avihem Shabashamayim? What's the father of the Midas Shabashamayim? Hainu Oir Abo Hanimshach Bezoh. That's the light of Chokhmah which comes down into the Zeir Ampin, into the Midas. Umeshom Chinas HaTorah Gamkin. And from there, from the level of the Midos, from the level of Zoh, that's the level of Midos, as we said before, Chesed Gevurah, Kosher Torah, as they connect to the Chesed and Gevurah. Yisrael, Alidei, Sha'olu B'machshava, and the Yidden are almost Shahi Atzmus Oir Abba, that's the essence of the Oir Abba, not the Abba was comes down to Midos, but the essence, it's the Olu B'machshava, the Bekach, Mamshichim, Oir Ein Sof, Nimshach. That's why they are Mamshich, the Oir Ein Sof, Nimshach Melubash B'chochma Ilo, Liyas Nimshach B'zochulu. So they therefore draw down that Oir Ein Sof that extends and dress up B'chochma Ilo, that to bring it down in Zoh. That is the bringing down additional lights from the level of the Ein Sof, which is dressed up in Chokhmah, to bring it down into the Midos of Atzilus. And this is the meaning also in the Pasuk. It says, Va'asisem oisom. Pashat, it means you shall do the mitzvahs, but here it teaches is, Vasisam atem, you do them, you make them up. As Omer Razal, as our sages teach this, Ki ilu asuuni. It's as if you made me. Asisam oisam, that when you do the mitzvah, as if you made me, as if you made Hashem. What does it mean? Because you make up your mamshich the Ein Sof into the midas. V'ayin mashekosu b'dibra hamaschil tzenu renu b'pirush zu yidechem kodesh u'vorchu es Hashem v'zehu yoir ponov itonu. And this is also the meaning when it says yoir ponov itonu. So how does he write this? That his ponov is the chokhmas odom toir ponov, the level of chokhmah, that's ponov, the shine of the face, that's yoir ponov. He says itonu lies with us. We have the ability to bring down that ponim, that it should come down. So he says yoir kikidei liyes hamshachas chokhmah lo bizo. In order for it to be bringing down Chochmah Lo in Zo, Shehu Inyan. Chochmah Lo, that's the idea of Chochmas Odom Toir Ponov. We're saying Yoir Ponov. So that's the idea of we say that the Chochmah of a person shines his face, so the Ponov Yoir is level of Chochmah. Who Itonu, that lies with us, that's Al Dei Yisrael. That's through the Yidden. And the reason is Mitam Aniskar le'il the olu b'machshava, because of the reason we said before that the in the machshava, so that's why itonu we have the ability to yoyer ponav to bring down. Begam pirush itonu, we can also say itonu, not just we're saying now that we bring it down, but itonu means it's with us even as we are neshamis begufim in biyah. Begam pirush itonu misparish al haneshama shebeguf mamash. This can also be explained on the neshama which is in the body mamash. I know. Ki Yisrael miskashron be'eraisa. Because the Yidden tie themselves to Torah, and that's right. That's why v'yidei shenimshach oirin sof. Through the Ein Sof dressing himself up in the Torah, the Hamshocha, into the Midos, Avim Sheba Shomayim Yoir Ponov, Al Yidei Zeh Yumshach Ha'oir Tonu Davke L'Sitra the Kedusha Davke. That's why the oil will be to us Davke, which is to the Sitra the Kedusha Davke. Through the Torah will be Mamshich that the Ein Sof that comes down to the midas should come down dafke to the Yidden, dafke to the side of Kedusha. So we're mamshich all good stuff, Allah Zachen. What are we mamshich it? From the level of Rayosi. This is Kumi Loch, to bring down through the level of the machshava hagduma, that we're all over machshava, so they didn't have that power, and then we bring it down to our neshamas beguf, and it sticks only to the sitra de kedusha. But we have to start with the davening. We have to start with kumiloch. With chila tzorich liyas kumiloch. First, we have, before the kabir ayosi, we need to have kumiloch. We have to stand up. We have to reach out. Al yidei hatefila, that is through the davening, shenikro sulam. The davening is called the ladder. That's how we get up. We use that ladder to go up to our source. Because the whole thing is we want to bring mamshich from the olu b'machshava. We got to get up to the source to bring it down into the Ein Sof, into Atzilus, and then into Biyah. How do we go up? We start with the davening. The davening is that ladder, shenikra sulumchu. The who, and the idea is liyos dveikes haneshama. That is that the neshama should cleave b'shorsho sha'olah b'machshava. The neshama to cleave to its root, which went up in machshava. Al yidei mesiras nefesh be'echad b'kriyas shema. Through mesiras nefesh, when he says the word Shema Yisrael Shem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, in the reading of the Shema, that's the kumiloch that's coming up. and then you can bring down. But inyan, idea is kikidei liyos amshochas oir bibiyah udavke daike al yidei histapshusei b'malchus da'atzilus. You need it davke to dress up first in malchus da'atzilus. You can't bring it down from biyah into biyah from the midos. You have to go through from the midos into malchus. Ayin mashakosu bir apostle shchoira ani v'novo sha'malchus da'atzilus hi hamemutza lechaber oir ha'atzilus b'biyah. That malchus of atzilus is the intermediary to connect the light of atzilus into biyah. Kimoi sha'akos keser v'hamemutzel ben ha'maitzil netzolim chulu. Just like the keser is the intermediate between the maitzim and the netzolim. V'ayin shom. V'ayin mashakosu b'parshav d'aschanon b'dibur ha'maschil l'mantiru. V'hainu gamkein. So you need first to come down to the level of malchus, because malchus is the intermediary that connects higher than atzilus with biyah. Atzilus with biyah. V'hainu gamkein al yidei shemalchus da'atzilus mislabeshes chila b'mosoch u'parso. That also takes place by malchus of atzilus first dressing up in a curtain and a partition sheyesh bein atzilus libriya. So there is a curtain and a partition between atzilus and bria, and malchus breaks through uboikas as hamosach v'yeredes libriya, and malchus breaks through that partition, goes down to bria. Azai davke yuchol limoshech ha'oir b'biyah chulu. Then davke the oir can come down and bring tzira silchulu. Mashein kenim loy b'chinas hamosach hanal lohoyo habriya yochel lekabel klal. But if you did not have that curtain, so why do we need the curtain? Why can't it come from malchus straight to biyah? If not of the curtain, then bria cannot receive it. The light is too powerful. Zosha malchus nikra levush. That's why it's called a levush, because through malchus it goes through this levush to be able to come down in bria tzirasira k'mashikosu Hashem malach geyus lavish, that it dresses up. Malchus dresses up with a levush geyus lavish. Or another pasuk siv Yovi levush malchus. Another pasuk vatil bash Esther malchus. So we see the connection to malchus with the idea of a levush. All this is in order for the light of atzilus to be able to come down to biyah. Bezeu pirush yafosi. So now he's going to repeat. Before we said that Ayosi, we were talking about level of Torah has to come to the level of Kumiloch. And this is also the idea of Yafosi. Shamshochas b'chinas levush malchus zu. That how do we bring down this garment? Because we need a garment here. We need the garment in order to come down to Bria. And we need it also to make sure that it goes in the right direction. That is the level of mitzvahs and make the Yafosi beautiful through the garment. That comes through mitzvahs. The lochein nikra mitzvahs hamelech, that mitzvah of the king, because they're bringing down the melech. The birchas mitzvahs, like we say when we make a bracha, mitzvah, do a mitzvah. Baruch ato Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam. So we're bringing down the melech ha'olam. We're bringing down malchus. These mitzvahs are beautiful garments. As we're going to see, sometimes you have black garments. That's for the klippas. This mitzvahs give us beautiful garments. Yisrael asher b'cho espor chulu. That this brings down Yidden, that I am proud of you. Hashem says, I praise myself with you. Because that's through the levushim that they get in the level of malchus through the mitzvahs. While derech shenizboyer b'pirush yoyin ponov itonu selo. Similar that we said before, that yoyin ponov, how do we get the level of chochmei law? Itonu selo. Shal yidei Torah. That through Torah we bring it down. Kach, bekach idea mitzvah shehi b'chinas yafosi. The mitzvahs with lo yafosi we bring down u'bechinas asher b'cho espoer. Asher b'cho meaning b'cho daike dafki in a yid, that it comes down in us, with us, through us, and in us, as he touched before by itonu. With regards to Torah, the same thing is with mitzvahs. Ach, k'dei lahamshich b'chinas levush zeh, in order to be mamshich this levush, tzorich lahagdim b'tchila b'chinas kumiloch. So we need to introduce first the level of kumiloch. Why? We need to have the good levush, because otherwise it can go the other direction. The umas levush hanal, the opposing this mentioned levush, shehu aparso u levush malchus, which is the partition and the garment of malchus, which is the level of the curtain that blocks and doesn't allow for atzilus, but it gives the light in Atzilus and makes these beautiful garments. So yesh gamkein bechinas albish shamayim kideris kulu. Oh, there is also the idea I dress up the heavens in black and the clouds. There is a levush of kideris. Valderech mashekosu molach elikim al goyim kulu. Hashem is a king over Goyim. So there is the Malchus garment which goes over Goyim, which is Oivdei Gilulim, who worship idols. So over there is the Beinyan Hatam, the Anshe Yericha gives the reason. The Anshe Yericha hoyu koirchin hashma, v'loi hoyu mafsikim ben echod, they would wrap the Shema, they would not interrupt like we do. We put in the pasuk Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Elolam Vod. They would put it right down the Anshe Yericha, as explained over there in the Maimon. We'll understand it similar to what it's written in the Olam HaToyu. Over there it says Ve'ela HaMelachim Asher Molchu Be'eretz Edel Lifnei Melach Melech Libnei Yisrael. So those are the kings that were kinged in before the Jewish kings. Those are the Melachim of Toyu. V'hainu. So what's the difference between Olam HaToyu and Olam HaTikun? Ki'inyan Olam HaTikun hu islapshus ha'oir bekelim ulevushim. The idea of the world of correction is that it dresses up in kelim and garments, levushim. It has garments. Because when we say tikkun, it says kitargum, because when you have the translation of the words, v'lo yilbash gever, a man should not put on the garments of a woman. So what does it say, lo yilbash? He translates it, v'lo yistaken gever. Person should not correct himself. Meaning a garment is a tikkun. Tikkun is levushim. That is correction. You fix yourself up with the garments. And this is the idea. In the level of toyu, the 10 spheres were points. And in tikkun, they became faces, which means they are already the level of a partsuf, not a point anymore. It's a full, it's a kelim, it has garments. she'ikar inyan b'chinas partzuf, the main idea of the level of partzuf, hainu tikunei halavushim v'hakelim, that is when you get fixed up with the garments and the kelim. Ba'ayim Beitz Chaim sharatikun perik gimel u'besefer koil beroma bebiro ider rabba daf yud amid beis daf yud amid aleph. Ba'al yidei levushim v'kelim elu dikidusha. In Tikkun, when we have these levushim and the kelim kedusha, nasa ha'pa'ula sheyuchlu lizbel ha'ir, that makes up that action that the biyah can't tolerate the oil. The gam, and also first that it makes the tzimtzum they can tolerate the oil, and also shal yidei zeh yumshach oirak lemakom haroy levad, that the oil should come down only to the proper place alone. Shezeu hagonas halevushim l'tzamtzem ha'oil leyumshach rak kemoish tzorich. That is, it says, does it say v'lo yumshach or just lo yumshach? Hello?
Shelo yumshach.
Shelo yumshach?
Yes.
Okay. Shelo yumshach. Sheyumshach Moshe tzorich. Oh. V'ayim ha'shekosu mizeh b'dibur ha'maschil v'hi b'shalach parei u'b'dibur ha'maschil v'yovek ish imoi b'parshas lech lecha b'dibur ha'maschil pirush mogen Avram ובדיבר המסחיל והבדילה פרחס לכם. ולכן לבושים אלו דתיקון, זהו בחינס לבושים יופים. So that's why these levushim of tikkun, they're called the beautiful garments. The hoid v'hodor lavoshta, splendor and beauty, Hashem is dressed up, those the mitzvahs. Aval be'olam hatoyu, born in the wood of toy, lefi shelo yoyo hoirej b'bchinas, his slapshus b'bchinas partzuf, because the iris were not in a level of dressing up, in a level of partzuf. Alkein nimshach mizeh shelo hoyo b'chinas lavush malchus la'oiris detoyu. So therefore, it came out from that there was no levush, there was no garment of malchus for the iris of toyu that was meluch meyuchad b'kedusha halikis. That was only specially designed for the godly kedusha. Elohoyu gam kein levushim zorim albishim oisum. That also strange garments dressing them up. And what did it do? The hainu shenimshach hashefa gam chitzonim ma'amidas loyim toy. So that the shefa flowed also to the chitzonim of the midas alyonas, the toyu, because there was no designated kedushitic garment. There was no kedushim, no yofim, no. It was these black garments. Al b'shmaim kederus. Behein b'chinas zayin melochim do'ilam hatoyu. Those are the 7 kings. 7 kings. Those are the levushim. The levushim do'ilam hatoyu. Shalzeh nemar, although it says ve'eila hamelochim Hashem molchu be'eretz edom chulu, which is the malchus, the Zayim Malkim Kadmoin, the 7 earlier kings that are from the Esom, that the pasuk says were before the kedusha. Those were the garments, but they weren't garments of kedusha. Bahainu, and that is kilevush malchus the kedusha. What is the garment of malchus of kedusha? Is liyas kabolos el malchus shamayim, that is to accept the heavenly kingdom. Bebchinas bittul lemidas malchus yizbarich, that is to subjugate yourself to the Hashem's blessed measure of malchus. Hashem molach geus lavish. Hashem dresses up with geus shahu hayesh hamiti v'kula kamekel choshiv. He is the true. Yes, everything is considered like nothing. V'ayim hashekosu me'inyan malchus bebiur aposik v'hoya lachem letzitzis be'inyan tcheles chulu. Avol, so the garment of Yiddishkeit, of Kedusha, is bittul to Hashem. That's the garment. Avol levush malchus sitra achra. But what is the garment sitra achra? Is by the kert. So sheneitim hayesh la'atzmam. They take the yesh, they make themselves for the entity. Be'ein lahem bittul elov yizborich. They don't have a bittul to Hashem. B'hainu k'maimer parei. That's like Payur said. Li oiri b'ani asisini. The river is mine. I made myself. This is in the pasuk in Yecheskel Siman Chavtes. The only thing is, like the they call him the God of the God, which means essentially they believe there is Hashem over there, but they don't believe, they don't have the true bittul. But on the level of Kedusha, we have the real